Women are scared of happily single men. You want to know why? Let's get into it. Being happily single as a man makes you more appealing. Men that don't need to be in a relationship. Men that have high standards. Men that don't chase women. They chase in purpose. This makes women think, wonder if that man is actually interested in them, and will in turn, y'all listen to this, increase the value of that man and his expressed interest in their minds.
With no kids and no marriage plans are the fastest growing demo. Sorry for them, I guess. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I don't really know how to feel about, because in my mind, I'm just like, if you have no plans.
That was the only thing throwing me off. Like,
if you have no plans, then, I mean, you have other things, bless you. There's other things you should be worried about.
You
the,
know
the
what?
woman is what is it called? The variable. What's the one that doesn't change? You know how you have like hypotheses, the variables. Like, what is the one?
There's like a recent episode or maybe recent clip where I said that I'm happily single. That I don't know why that had people in an uproar, because how can you be happily single?
Really?
Yeah.
What were they saying?
I don't know. Someone actually DM'd me and said, "Oh, you're 27. You can't possibly be happily single at this age. You should be married with kids."
Me?
All right, man, this clip is so funny to me because once they shame guys for being, having no plans for marriage and having no kids, I guess I feel sorry. I guess that's a bad thing, whatever she said. And then the other girl sit there and say, well, I'm happily single at 27 years old and I don't see a problem with it. Okay, then why do you see a problem with guys being happily single with no plans for marriage? What's so funny is a lot of women try to throw their projections on men about marriage. Oh, you're not married. That we don't measure each other by marriage. We don't measure, men don't measure each other by marriage. You're keeping your word, your integrity, your honesty, your principles, your morality, staying on code, taking care of your family. Only time marriages matters is when you really trying to climb the corporate ladder. You have to get married. So them trying to shame guys, they always trying to shame y'all into doing something they want you to do. Neither one of them married. The one with the short hair, she have a lot to say. She get all this advice from the guy and still don't have no man. And other ones talking about, I'm happily single. Of course you are at 27. She's going around getting ran through. Nobody can tell her what to do. She's getting ran through. That's why when women say, oh, I'm happily single, a lot of them is they not saying I'm happily single and celibate. No. They're getting happily ran through. You got to be able to speak woman needs or whole needs. So I don't know why they be trying to think these shaming tactics still work on guys. Like, nah, guys, we're going to go get married. Like,
the word she's looking for is constant. Just like the amount of money they're saving, the amount of peace they're achieving, the amount of value they're achieving.
Why are today's women so filled with hatred towards men, yet they will still engage with men for attention and resources?
Because women are desperate sometimes. Not me, though.
Because everybody needs to survive. Everyone needs to survive, period. But I think it's scarier for women nowadays just because there's a lot of different energies, like male energies. And as a woman, I can say I choose the bear any day.
We are way more superior than you guys. Without women, men wouldn't exist. So you guys are actually nothing. Because without us, you're useless. You wouldn't even be born, okay? And all men, whether you were with them for 10 years or not, will cheat and lie. So it doesn't really matter.
Are you attracted to men at all, or?
Am I? Yes. Well, I'm bisexual, yeah. I was actually with a man for 10 years. We just broke up like about a year ago, so.
They hate us because they ain't us.
Women do not like men. And the reason that most women don't like men is because these men try to hold them accountable and don't let them play the victim. You have to understand that a lot of women will intentionally date piece of shit men just so they don't have to have accountability in their behavior in the relationship, because it takes two to tango. And then these women come across my page and assume that because of what I talk about, I'm against them. But the reality is that everybody is sick of the excuses for your poor behavior. No one is trying to invalidate your experience. We're just trying to tell you that you played a part in the downfall of how your life is and the things that you've gone through. Additionally, women only like men for what they can provide for them. So as soon as the money runs out or whatever it is that they're looking for, that's why they have the backup plans or the rosters or whatever it is. You have to understand, if you learn anything from my platform, is that women do not hang around people that do not validate them. This goes for friendships and romantic relationships. And they don't even realize that it's happening 9 times out of 10. Because the only reason that women stay friends with women is, one, if they don't like the same man. Like, as soon as 2 girls like the same boy, that's the end of the friendship. Or the other scenario is like, if one girl is a hoe and is out here having a roster and the other friend's like, nah, I'm just going to hang out with my boyfriend, or I'm going to be single and work on my career. That's also not going to work. And why is that? It's because those 2 people are not validating each other, which is why women cannot stand men. Men will hold them accountable. Men will make them honest. Men will tell them shit that they don't want to hear, just like you'll tell them, you know, that the lashes are ugly, the makeup is ugly, all the bullshit that women do is ugly, and they don't want to hear it because you're not validating them. And women will preach all day long that men are the ones that hate women, but at the end of the day, I have to wonder if women really hate men because, well, you're not agreeing with them. Okay, bye.
Good men don't care anymore. We are never going to deal with any of that again.
Why do women hate men?
Why do you hate men? I don't fucking know. I think women hate men because of past trauma, because of hurt. They're not actually looking at the big picture because it's got nothing to do with them. It's actually about yourself.
In our world today, women have advanced a lot. We're a lot more independent and we've got more choice. Like, we've got more autonomy over the choices that we make in our lives. Even like 50 years ago, they couldn't live a life on their own. So now that we've got that choice, a lot of women are choosing to do that. But I actually don't see women being happier or men being happier. And I can say this as a woman who has felt negative feelings towards men in general due to past hurt, past situations, but it's made us a lot more hardened and a lot more independent. And I'm always curious just to understand whether that has actually made us happier as women.
Because social media makes them believe they are more important than they really are.
Fucking come to.
What has it come to?
If I pull up to your house to make a delivery and you have like a fucking like Blue Lives Matter flag, any of that stupid fucking like Let's Go Brandon shit, like signs about like shooting trespassers, like even like one too many American flags, like your shit is getting left at the end of the driveway. Like, I don't fucking care if it's ice cream.
Just imagine the amount of self-righteousness that a person would actually have to have in order to be able to justify treating other people in such a way just because they don't agree with their opinions.
I'm not coming within 10 feet of your home. I am not getting shot by some like Fox News addled conservative who fucking is just waiting at the door with a rifle. Like, it's not happening.
I really wonder if they could have fit in any more generalizations into that statement.
You have been marked unsafe. Like, this is what it has come to with you people. Like, you are marked unsafe. I'm not fucking coming to your house. It's not happening.
After hearing all that, if one does not feel safe around individuals that support blue lives, value the sanctity of their own property, and support the United States by displaying the American flag, where exactly does one feel safe? The possibilities.
One of my biggest pet peeves is when girls are always saying how all guys are trash and that they're going to be single forever. It bothers me so much. Believe me when I say I've been hurt before. And I was in that same exact mindset for many, many years where I literally thought, oh my gosh, all guys are trash. I'm never going to find anyone. And I would constantly be attracting the same kinds of guys. And then I would be wondering, why do I keep attracting the same kind of guy? Because my mindset never changed. If you genuinely want to find a partner and somebody who is a good person for you, you have to change the way that you think about relationships and love in general. If you believe that you're going to be single forever and that all guys are the same and that all guys are trash and that all guys are going to treat you the same, then that is what is going to be your reality. For some reason, it's easier to think in a negative mindset than it is to think in a positive mindset. So that's why you have to really, really consciously change the way that you think about relationships. I vividly remember one day I was like, you know what? I'm just going to let it go and I'm going to wait for the right guy to come along. And I wrote a list of all the things and all the qualities I wanted in a man. not just like look wise, but actual, you know, human being wise, what I wanted. And I was like, okay, I'm just gonna write it down and let it go. I'm not kidding. A week later, that is when I met my boyfriend and when he came into my life. And he is the greatest man I have ever met and I've ever been with. And I literally cannot imagine him coming into my life when I was in that negative mindset about all guys are the same, because it just wouldn't have happened, because I wouldn't have attracted him. You know what I mean? That's why it's just so important to change your mindset about relationships. If you think all guys are trash, then you're right. All guys are trash. If you think you're going to be single forever, you're right. You're going to be single forever. Until you change your mentality and start realizing that you deserve a man who's going to love you. You deserve a man who's going to be faithful to you. You deserve a man who is not going to make you cry and make you question whether they want to be with you or not. And another thing, if you are still messing with a guy that you know is not good for you, you are never going to attract the right guy. Never. You cannot expect to find the person that you want to be with forever if you are still hung up on that trash ass guy. Please. I'm saying this in the nicest way possible. If you are one of those girls who are like, oh my gosh, I'm going to be single forever. Oh my gosh, I'm never going to find anybody. Please take the next 2 months of the year to really just let go, focus on yourself. And I promise you, as soon as you start to love yourself and believe that you deserve better, the right guy will come along and you will not have to question whether he wants to be with you or not. We are not settling anymore, ladies. Stop settling for trash. Stop it. Okay, that's done. Have a good day.
Notice how she only focuses on what women deserve, want, and feel, rather than what they offer, are, and give. Sad that no matter how you preach, men are done.
No, males are not choosing, but
Oh, yes, they are.
I do find it hilarious how they are all like, yeah, we're done with women. That's why we're all single, because we chose to be done with women.
You know, if someone tells you something often enough, maybe you should start believing them, because, yeah, a lot of men are just completely done with dating.
You guys didn't choose that. You know you didn't choose that.
Oh, but they did. What exactly is so hard to believe about that?
You know that right now women are becoming really picky and not choosing men that all they do is bring a paycheck.
Like I said before, there's a lot of women that are very upset that a lot of guys are actually choosing to be single because they want all of the power for themselves and to be able to dictate who they date. It is incomprehensible to some that guys actually can choose who to date.
Although there are still women out there who will accept that. And I suggest you go find them and leave us alone.
Oh, I don't think that'll be a problem at all, because it's almost like personality types similar to some that we've just seen are almost the very reasons why a lot of guys are choosing to remain single.
Yes, men are choosing to be single. We know that's very hard to understand for some egotistical ladies.
So yesterday, I made a video in which I put out my theory that the majority, or at least most men that are single, are not as lonely as a lot of individuals out there would like us to believe. In fact, from the majority of the comments from men, most men have actually found it rather peaceful being single. And this seemed to upset some individuals, and by some I mean some women, some of whom left some very disparaging comments in regards to what they thought of me. But it doesn't matter what they think of me. What I want to know is, why would some women get upset that men are more happy single than they were in relationships? Because I think we all know that sometimes it's worse to be in a relationship with someone that doesn't appreciate you than to be single and be by yourself, where you don't have to worry about impressing anyone or worrying about what they're doing. So why would some be upset about what the guys were saying?
You know, I see why men are staying single because look around. We have women out here bragging about not cooking, not cleaning, not taking care of their home, not being soft, and not being supportive. And then expecting a man to show up as a provider, leader, planner, protector, and lover, while giving him absolutely nothing in return. And yes, I will be the one to say it. A home needs a woman who actually enjoys being a woman. A woman who takes pride in making her home feel warm and peaceful. A woman who loves her man in the same way that she wants to be loved. That is not oppression, that is care. Men are tired of being treated like a walking wallet. Tired of disrespect. Tired of begging for affection and a little peace. So, they are choosing to stay single, not because they hate women, but because they are looking for a woman that values her role just as much as his. And honestly, I don't blame them, because relationships only work when both people show up and give.
Men are staying single because so many women want a husband, but don't want the work that comes with a real relationship. Marriage used to mean partnership, not convenience. Thanks for watching Manhood. If you want access to exclusive episodes and want to support the channel, hit that join button and become a member. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video if it hit home. Drop your stories and thoughts in the comments. We read everyone. See you tomorrow.